ever since the embattled Emir got kicked out, a lot of people have been saying words such as he's reaping the fruit of his labor. Sanusi said, I have never lied against President Goodluck Jonathan and I was only doing my job. President Goodluck Jonathan, former governor of Nigeria, removed the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria from his post after the bank governor repeatedly charged that billions of dollars in oil revenue owed to the treasury was missing. And he also said that all the budget is taken home. Simply put, money is not put into infrastructure or to upgrade the lives of the citizens. The dismissal of the bank governor, Sanusi, was seen as further evidence of the Nigerian government weakening its resolve in tackling widespread corruption and also upgrading the lives of the people, a problem that has plagued the country since independence. Mr. Sanusi removal was greeted with dismay in financial markets. The country's stock market fell sharply, bond trading was altered, and the value of the Nigerian currency, the naira, plunged to a record low against the dollar before the bank intervened to prop it up. Outside investors are generally seeing Mr. Sanusi as an effective regulator of the country's troubled banking sector. His tenure was scheduled to last until June. In fact, I once listened to a TED Talk. It's a show where people come up to professionals and people that have opinions come up to speak. And he talked about vested interest. And that has to do not just with politicians that we have in Nigeria. He said it cuts across the fabrics of the society. Now we are talking about religious institution that you actually respect, people that you respect. And he spoke at length about a lot of things. And what I picked from what he said is that there is a particular pastor in Nigeria, well respected, is the pastor of one of the biggest churches. And there is a bank, and that is Intercontinental Bank. And he said that there were certain certain activities that went on, and that in fact the activities jeopardized and also brought a lot of economic issues to a lot of people. Now, a lot of people are suffering from this. When bank folds or your money cannot be accounted for any longer, do you know that banks do not give back the money to you? They will say, well, the bank has folded. We have no money to give. And that is just what it is. And this has become a practice over time. People put money in the bank in the hope that they trust the bank, and they hope that when they go to the bank, they are going to get their money back. Unfortunately, the bank invests your money in whatever they want to invest it in, or probably they spend the money and eventually, or they loan out the money to certain agencies or government agencies or personal, or to some politicians out there, and eventually regime change, government change or something happens, and the money cannot be gotten back again. Of course, they have their own share. Most of these bank managers or the CEO or the owners of this bank, eventually, being the bank that regulates other banks, that's the Central Bank of Nigeria, it decided to wade into this. Now, I do not know if they are saying, oh, we are going to play tribal here because there are some groups of people in the north that have done the same thing and nothing has happened. Why are you now going to punish or investigate our own people from the south? I don't know if that is the case. But what he said is that I looked into this and we made sure that we prosecute this person. Somehow, the pastor, since that is where they tithe, we talk about the Hebrew, we talk about you know what I'm talking about. These people, they are members of a very popular church called RCCG, and the money went on the ground. So they were taken to the courts, and they said they try to make sure they prosecute and get justice. But somehow, pastor called one person, did this and that, and they found a way of arranging the whole situation to their own favor, and the case couldn't go on any longer. So these are trying times, and these are issues. When we talk about corruption, we have to be very strict with it. Corruption has nothing to do with this is my brother, this person belongs to my party, this person is from my village, this person is from my town, this person, that is what we are talking about. So they dismissed him, and they went on with the series of misspending and by high officials and presidential pardon. Last year for a state governor convicted of stealing millions. This prompted Nigerian news outlets to depict Mr. Jonathan's government as too casual about corruption. In fact, they say it's too slow. At the heart of the problem are billions of dollars in oil revenue that that are accrued each year in Nigeria, the largest oil producer in Africa. Oil yields 95% of the country's total export earnings. And Mr. Sanusi had been saying for months that a substantial portion of the money was missing from public coffers. Where is the money? $2 billion went off like that. They said they needed it to buy weapons to fight Boko Haram. They shared the money, as our president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, said. He said they sat down like they were going to have a dinner or breakfast, and they shared the money on each other's plate. And that is it. And the money disappeared. And that is exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. The money left the coffers of the nation and it disappeared. Oil wealth has created a small but immensely wealthy elite in a country where poverty is on the rise. By some estimates, 9/10 of the economic benefits from oil production go to 1% of the population. So when oil money goes missing, and Mr. Sanusi has said that as much as $50 billion could not be accounted for, a figure since revised downward. It touches a nerve in Nigeria. $50 billion left the coffers of the nation. They say, no, it's $20 billion. Everything disappeared. A parliamentary committee is now investigating the claims of missing oil money, first raised by government groups, good government groups, and given added weight by Mr. Sanusi. Even the country finance minister, a staunch defender of Mr. Jonathan's government, has called for an audit. He called for an audit then. So Mr. Sanusi, an aristocrat from the Asian Muslim city of Kano, raised the issue in a letter to Mr. Jonathan, saying that the state-run Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, or NNPC, had failed to return over $50 billion in revenue over an 18-month period from January 2012 to July 2013, in gross violation of the law. Though oil prices were strong, official figures inexplicably showed declining revenue and falling reserves. Exactly how much money may be missing is unclear, as Mr. Sanusi acknowledged in a letter to the Nigerian Senate. He talked about the 10.8 billion, or is it about 12 billion, or 19 billion, or 21 billion? We cannot be too sure. We don't know at this point what left the coffers. Everything just disappeared. And they brought the entire nation to its knees. That's not to say Goodluck Jonathan's administration is the only administration that has stolen so much money. No. Past administration have stolen military, dictators they stole. The ones that are still alive, they stole. We understand all of these things. But then a lot of people felt that, oh, Goodluck Jonathan, this is a total civilian. He should be more democratic. He doesn't have the background of a dictator. But unfortunately, Goodluck Jonathan's time is full of crisis. A crisis that should never have happened. While this administration, this is a total civil war. This is a total civil war. We are talking of a country that is oil rich. We are talking a country that people are supposed to enjoy. We don't just have crude oil. We have other resources, human resources, and a lot of resources. Human resources that would have been, that would have been a nest where you will find intellectual resources coming out of it. You will find creativity. You will find science and tech. You will find a host of every other resources in human resources. But unfortunately, they didn't work it out that way. It's so terrible. So he said he did not abuse, insult, or lied against the ex-president of Nigeria, and that is Goodluck Jonathan. According to the Constitution, no president, can be held accountable for whatever decision he or she, makes when they are there. So, simply put, it gives them authority and opportunity to do whatever they like, spending your money. So, Jonathan's government was so reckless. This government is more of a tyrant. And of course, corruption is ongoing. Money goes in and out. Money goes in and out. Money goes in and out. The money they claim they got back, we've not seen what they've done with it. Yet, this administration is borrowing more money. We are just riddled with people that have nothing to offer. That is just what it is. They were thieves, and they are still thieves. Criminals, that's just what it is. So anyone that wants to say, no, Sanusi, yes, he has his own fault, but anyone that is going to say, Sanusi, you are suffering from what you did to Goodluck Jonathan, it shows that you need to suffer even more. You need to be dealt with. You need to be oppressed. You don't need to complain and say that you are going through issues. You don't have constant electricity. Anything you complain about, you should know that you deserve it. You deserve it if you claim that Sanusi is not saying truth back then. Anyway, that's what it is for now. If you're not a member of this channel, let's grow it together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will definitely alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping.